Hi guys, welcome to another video from me. uh, Lately I was did some research at an phenomena which we see every day, which called the sun. So whenever you look at the daytime up in the sky in the upper atmosphere, you see that object what we call sun, right? It's like a bulb hanging there on a blue background. So I find a very interesting theory that they actually say that the sun. Up front, I want to say that you have to know that scientists, physicists, they all change during the history their theories, their equations. They come with new ideas, and then it turns everything from inside out, and then they come in a new way. So that's scientists. Scientists are actually, the physicists are always experimenting. They're making always experiments, find similarities. They agree all together with it. If not, if someone comes up with a new idea, and so that's science. Science is really like experimenting with the phenomena of the nature, atmosphere, and all that stuff. So I came to an interesting thing that is that we actually cannot see light. When you, by that I mean you see, for instance, well, through the camera it's maybe different. You see that bulb, right? So the bulb is a light over there on a fixed point over there, but you don't see between that light and me the light lines, right? Because you see it as a bulb over there in the light lines. So when you look in the star, when you look in the northern hemisphere, in the upper hemisphere, in our daily lives, on the sunny day, you see always the sun is somewhere over there, yellow, white, like a bulb with a blue background in the back. But actually, it's not this. It's not a sun. It's not a planet. It's a star. And there are people, they making a theory that what we see as a sun, what we give it a name sun, because always when we don't know something, we give it a name. So we think we know. So they give it a word sun, but what actually happens in the northern in the upper hemisphere, what you see up there in the sky, is you see actually a yellow-white bulb in the background. It's not a bulb, it's a star. But they say that the light is reflecting on something over there. That there must be an object, and the light reflects on that object, and the reflection of that object is what we see as a sun. So it's a reflection. It's a very interesting theory. And another thing is, guys, you have to always investigate for yourself. Don't rely on anybody. Always investigate yourself. And it's so important when you like me, for instance, physics, science, nature phenomena. Always important is you have to understand the law of the nature, like Faraday's law or Maxwell's law. And by that I mean those are persons, they have designed and created a concept by saying it could work like this. So what you have to do is actually you have to go in his head and understand how he came to that concept. What were the factors that he operate with those concepts. So it's very important that you always go to the roots of the concept of those laws. And when you understand the law of the concept, then you can create your own studies, right? So never study the study thing, study the law, the root, and from there you investigate yourself, you experiment yourself. So when I heard that what we call the sun up there is actually just a reflection light of something, of an object, right? And then I was thinking about, I uploaded a previous video shortly on Facebook, is that I bought me a prism glass that looks like this, and what it does, it breaks the light. It costs like $7-8. It's a science tool. I buy a lot of stuff from education, science, physics stuff. So it's a triangle prism glasses, and it breaks the light. And when and the beauty of it is when it breaks the light, you can to the sunlight. So you don't actually see the sunlight, the lines, right? You don't see the lines. When you see a line, it's reflecting off a dust particle. So you see just light is reflecting on the dust, or is reflecting on a water drop. So but you cannot see light directly. Very important. And even an interesting thing is, I did some research, like like back in the days in the 60s, how NASA and all that, Apollo and all that, and the astronauts were saying they actually were seeing nothing up there, nothing at all. They cannot see nothing at all. And it's an interesting thing too. When they say when they were on the moon, they couldn't see anything, any stars, nothing. And interesting thing is, what should be also investigated is when the astronauts they have this protector shield on. That would be interesting to investigate what this shield is actually, what it does and what it is. I think it protects the eye, but it does something more. It's what I guess. So, like for instance, it gives you the capability to see things which you can't normally see with your bare eyes. Anyway, back to the prism. So the prism crystal glass, what it does is it breaks the white, yellow light into the original light colors. We see it as a yellow, whitish light, the sunlight, right? We see it over the bulb in the sky, the sun. And if you break it down, you break the light, you reflect the light through these corners, and you see the original color of the white, yellow light, which looks like this. I hope you see the different colors. It has red, yellow, white, yellow, blue, light blue, green, violet, ultraviolet, and dark and blue. It's in there. So the actually color looks like this. And people will see, oh yeah, I see sometimes rainbows. Exactly, and rainbows only exist on certain phenomena when everything is perfect in an area with a little bit rainy, a little bit wet, a little bit sunny, a little bit clouds, and it creates then this point of view. But here again, you don't see the light directly, the lines, the stream. You see just the light that's reflecting off those wet particles or the clouds, right? So I was thinking about, when this is the original color, but this is now, I don't know if it's true or not, this is just my own investigation. We see all these colors, this red, yellow, white, blue, dark blue, green, ultraviolet, and dark. I was thinking about if what we see as the sun is just actually a reflection of something. And I was thinking about that something, or that object, which we don't know what it is, that something could be actually a fixed point, a pinpoint from our other planets in the solar system, right? So let me draw it real quick. So when we stand here, I'm just making just a raw. When we stand here, right, we see it's a black color, but I say the color name, so you know. So we see up there the sun. We call it a sun, but it's reflecting off something up there, right? So that something, that object could be, because we know that in our solar system we have different kinds of planets in our solar system, right? The moon, the Venus, the Mercury, the Uranus, Jupiter, Neptune, Pluto. So what if each planet has its specific color? Like when we look at the Earth, most color what you see is actually like light blue, kind of like light blue, a little bit white in it, but dominated light blue. So each, I think, what if the sun, what we call the sun, is a reflection of something, and that something or that object is an accumulation, a focal point, a central focal point of each planet that is surrounding in our solar system, like Jupiter, Mars, Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, Mercury, Venus, the Moon, that are in our orbit, and their color, dominating color, have a fixed point in our system, and all these colors together from these planets, it's like shines at one point on our solar system. That is what creates the object, and that reflects the light. And the original light is like this, right? So each of this color represents a planet in our solar system. I don't say it is like this or not. I'm just investigating. I'm thinking about a new theory, a phenomena, what should be investigated. That each color, because this is the original, what we see as when we look at the sun, this yellow white line, if you really when you break it with a prism glass, that is the original color of the yellow light. We perceive, we can only see this yellow, we cannot see the other lights. And the other lights are red, orange, yellow, white, blue, violet, ultraviolet, blue, and dark. And each color represents the planet in our solar system, and it creates a central point in our solar system. And it's so much power and energy that we perceive it and we say sun to it. But the sun is actually a reflection of something, or reflects off something, reflects off an object, and that something in an object is created by those planets in our solar system, by each color of each planet that is dominating, and it's like they pointing on a point to it, right? So guys, I hope you understand it. See you next time. So as I said, this is just my own investigation, my own theory, and it could be an interesting idea and concept. And yeah, so stay tuned, and you have a nice night and a nice day. Bye.